Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we're going through the Boba Fett series, book number 2. This is Crossfire, written by Terry Bisson. Now, does book 2 get any better? Short answer, no. Let's see. He gets into Count Dooku's fortress on Raxus Prime. Dooku houses him, says, we have great plans for you. Your father always told me he had a plan for you, and I can't wait to help you out. He's like, yeah, well, I was supposed to come here for money because Jango Fett tells him, go to Count Dooku. He has money to give you. And then later on, he looks at his book, the book of Boba Fett, and goes, okay, let's see what he says about Count Dooku. Count Dooku will teach you self-sufficiency. That's all his dad said. I'm glad his dad didn't leave specific instructions, just little one-liners for Boba Fett to figure out on his own. Well, anyway, same old story. Dooku says, hey, stay here, don't do anything. Boba Fett sneaks out and does something. Finds there's something big on Raxus Prime that he's not supposed to know about, and I don't really know what. He's looking for some artifact or something on Raxus Prime. Dooku's men capture him, and then they bring him back to Dooku's base, and he's like, shame, Boba Fett, I don't know if I'll be able to help you anymore. And he's always thought that Count Dooku is mysterious, you know, he's very cold or whatnot. His touch is cold. Even though he looks nice, he's not a good man. And after that, Count Dooku is going to, I guess, punish or maybe kill Boba, I guess. So good job, Jango, leading your son to some guy who is a Sith, and you shouldn't trust him in the first place. I don't get it. But at that moment, the Republic strikes. And he's like, oh no, the Republic. And so they have to fight a battle, and he has to escape. Now, I don't know what the Battle of Raxus Prime is. It's mentioned in other sources and other stories. But I must be missing exactly where it happened. It may have been a video game or something, or maybe it's something I've just totally forgot about completely. But Boba Fett escapes during the battle, and he gets captured by the Republic, but they think the clone troopers find him and go, are you an orphan of war or whatnot? He goes, yes, my name is Orphan. What is Fett spelled backwards? Teff. T-E-F-F. Two F's instead of 2 T's from Fett. One of my biggest problems here is that the clones don't seem to recognize a young Boba Fett. He is a clone. That is their template. Of course, he's an original clone, not one of the fast-growing clones, but still, he looks like every other kid clone, and you can't tell me the clones don't know what they look like. And Terry Bisson or whatever doesn't say he was in disguise either. So why don't any of the clones recognize him? Because later on in the series, there will be children clones going around. And so that's kind of wild that, you know, they know who the children clones are, but when it comes to Boba Fett just being Boba Fett, he doesn't look that much different. Maybe he's wearing a different outfit, but still, it's the face. I don't understand that. And Terry Bisson, I guess, didn't really think about that, even though he keeps talking about how Boba Fett just sees his dad everywhere. You know, whenever a clone dies, it feels like his dad's dying again, which is a good concept. But if he recognized the clones, why don't the clones recognize him? One of your favorite moments in this will be when he's about to get, he's going through the processing in the Republic, and a Jedi is there. He goes, okay, what's your name? Where are you from? Where are your parents from? And what's in the bag, kid? Well, in the bag is Jango Fett's armor, and he doesn't want to let them search the bag. And so Boba Fett doesn't know what to do. So he cries. Yep, there's your hero, Boba Fett, bawling his eyes out. And then Jedi's like, oh gosh, kid, don't cry. Oh, okay, come on, let's get you a meal and a hot bath. We'll worry about this later. And he goes, good, my plan worked. Your plan was to cry. What type of plan is that? Is this really a really smart kid? I don't know. I mean, first off, Jango Fett sends him to Count Dooku, who does nothing for him. Oh, and when Count Dooku betrays him and tries to kill Boba Fett escapes. He goes, I know what my dad said. Now I'm very self-sufficient. I guess Dooku did teach me self-sufficiency. What? That is a lesson you got out of it? Really weird. Later on, he's on one of the little Republic ships that are transferring all the orphans. And of course, he's told to stay in his area, and he doesn't. He and his friend Gar, who is, in a way, the first trans character we have here, because Gar is neither male nor female. Gar is genderless until Gar's 13th birthday, where his gender will be solidified. He'll either turn male or female, so he doesn't know yet. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. They'd handle that story a lot differently nowadays. But anyway, he and his friend Gar sneak off the ship. They want to go outside and look at the space. And then they realize, oh no, they're about to jump to hyperspace. We better get back to the ship. And then there's this big adventure of them trying to get back in time. It's like, why do you, when someone says stay put, Boba, how many times? This is like 4 times now? Stay put. And he doesn't, and he gets in trouble. I guess he's just too stupid to learn. I don't know. Anyway, they take them to Bespin, and while he's on Bespin, he notices that his ship is there, which means Aurra Sing is there. Aurra Sing meets up with him like she knows Boba Fett's there or something and goes, hey kid, I have a deal for you. Meet me back here in 12 hours. And then she disappears. Oh, and if you call the Jedi, deal's off. He goes, okay. So then there's a few chapters of Boba Fett doing nothing, like getting something to eat, riding in a cloud car with an Ugnaught who is telling him his history, but Boba Fett's not listening. He's just wondering if he can trust Aurra Sing, and then he gets to the spot where he needs to be with Aurra Sing. So just wasted chapters, wasted pay. It makes no sense. Why wait 12 hours? And of course, the Jedi find her out. She thinks Boba Fett betrayed her, and Boba Fett didn't, but then he realized Gar didn't trust Aurra Sing, and Gar, not knowing who Boba Fett was, turned the sighting of Aurra Sing in, because Gar was there at the beginning and ran away. Aurra Sing chased him away. But what Boba Fett does is he gets into the clown car that the Ugnaught was driving and basically defends or covers her getaway so that she can make it to the ship. And then, of course, Boba Fett gets to the ship too, the Slave One ship, and they decide to work together and get off planet because, oh, and by the way, Boba Fett calls space, and he's called this in the last one, the Big Isn't, because there's nothing out there. I forgot that was mentioned in the first one, mentioned in this one too. I'm back out. No, Boba Fett was he went back into the Big Isn't. Who talks like that? Anyway, Aurra Sing goes, hey kid, I know where your dad, there's Argyle or whatever, the banking clan's home planet. That's where all your dad's money is. Let's go get it. Let's go get you some money. And so then they take off, and that's the end. Wow, I did not know how bad these Boba Fett books were. At least the first 2. I think when Elizabeth Hand gets it, maybe that's when the books take a turn for the better, and I hope so. Because I am shocked. I'm really shocked at how bad these books are, even for children's books. I haven't reread Jedi Prince yet, but even Jedi Prince is at least entertaining. This one's like, what is the point? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to the next book. Well, next time in another video.